I just did.
of like clicking.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and welcome everybody. I know a lot of people are going to catch this playback. Welcome to day one of the How to Love Your Life in 30 Days campaign. And today is week one. I am most excited about what you're about to have in the next hour. So I'm sorry if I'm pixelated, I'm traveling, but I'm going to introduce you to the star of the show here in a second anyway. But I want to give you just a little bit of foundation because I think that we all have the same story. I think we all have this in common. And, as we go through life, whatever my story is, whatever your story is, I know I found myself in a place where there was always this sense of there was something I needed to figure out, right? Like if I could just figure out how to be more productive, if I could just figure out the right planner, if I could just figure out, there was always this sense of there's something else that I can figure out so that I can be more and do more in my life. And those would be the things that made me love my life more. Anybody else fall into that world that you're like, you're singing my tune, right? And what you're about to have, I'm going to introduce my dear, dear friend, Lori. I met her about a year ago when I had tried all the skills. I had tried all the, coaches and all the strategy and the business. I tried everything in my life. And I finally came to the realization that it had to do with my thinking and my feeling, right? My feelings of feeling like doing something and not feeling like doing something. And my feelings were the thing. So many of you, let me tell you, I know a lot of you still think that you need strategies and skills. Okay. And you maybe haven't gotten to where I got, right? Maybe it didn't take you 20 years. What you're about to get right now, Lori's going to give you your power back. And I don't say that lightly. She's going to share something with you. This is what she does is she takes people and she meets them where they're at and she hands them their power back. And that's what we get to do. This little bitty 1 hour session that you're showing up, that you're listening to the replay, or you're here with us now, get a pen and paper, show up fully, be present, because what you're about to get was absolutely life-changing when she shared it with me a year ago. And I want high school kids to know this. I want your children to know this. I want everyone in your world to have the magic that Lori's going to share with you right now, and the magic that she is, right? You're going to see why we love her, why so many of us work with her. And so I'm going to pass it over. I nothing else I can say that can top what she's going to share with you. So let's go ahead and meet Lori O'Keefe.
You're making me cry, Shanna. That's the circumstance you're making me for sure. But thank you for that. That was so beautiful and so kind and so sweet. Right back at you, right back at every single person on this call. Like, you guys have made my life too. It's just so beautiful. And I am so grateful to be here. I do feel like you guys are my tribe. You are my people. And I love you guys so much. I love the process. I love all of this. And there we go. It's so funny as I was thinking about, what am I going to tweak about my training and everything? And I was thinking, I used to call myself the easy coach, and now I call myself the fun and easy coach. And then I'm thinking, maybe I should just call myself the love coach. Because what did I just say? All the things that I love, and that's why you guys are here, right? You want to, how do I love everything in my life? And I guess you said my name. I was like, did I totally skip the introduction? But that, how do I love menopause? For me, that was something I was going through. So do I have to change it so I don't feel menopause, or how do I fall in love with that? How does that happen? How do I fall in love with my business? Does it have to be doing things for me to love it? How do I fall in love? Well, we know we love the kids most of the time, right? But how do we love them all the time? How do we love everything? How do we love every single moment of our lives? And yep, by the end of this, you're going to know and you're going to be good. But I am going to teach you. I'm going to give you the tool. I'm going to give you the one thing. And it's not even a tool. It's I'm going to teach you about gravity. I'm going to teach you how your brain works. And it's not something how I think it works. It's just, these are some facts about how the human brain works so that you do have the power to control and do whatever you want to do in your life. And you can choose to love everything or not. So that's kind of what this whole big hour is about. And I know many of you have been to my trainings before. I know many of you are my clients and you're going to be like, okay, because I'm thinking, you guys have heard a lot of this already. And then I thought, you know what? I think it was even just yesterday on a coaching call, someone said, well, I don't want to be repetitive. I think that we might have talked about this before. And yet this same thing that we talk about, like, it's the same thing day in and day out. What I'm going to teach you is a very third grade level. And I know everybody's going to be like, yep, I get it. And yet all of us are still applying it and using it every single day. So even though it sounds repetitive, even though there's a lot of things I know you guys have heard, it's going to feel different. It's going to, like, you're going to have different thoughts about it. And we're just going to keep using this tool over and over again. So thank you for coming. Whether you're on the call or you're watching it later, there are so many things that are going to be packed into this hour that you're going to be learning a ton. So Shanna said, go ahead and, take notes, or listen to it again and again and again. Every time you hear it, you're going to be learning new things. So before I do get started 7 minutes after the hour, like we haven't started, I do want everybody on the call or as you're watching the replay, think about how you feel most of the time, because love is a feeling. Love is a feeling. Are you feeling love most of the time? And I mean, really, like if you were to sit here right now, are you feeling love? And not just what are your favorite emotions, but on a typical work week or a typical week of your life, what are the emotions that you're feeling most of the time? Okay. Is it overwhelm? Is it stress? Is it stuck? Is it guilty? Is it behind? Is it exhausted? For me, when my kids were little, before I knew about life coaching, all the things, I was feeling urgent a lot of the time. Like, come on, hurry up, we got to get this done. Come on. So urgent was a big emotion for me. Maybe it's depressed. Maybe it's anxious. Maybe it's stuck. I probably said stuck already. And I hope that there's some good ones in there. But when we look at the bulk of your time, what emotion do you spend most of your time in? And by the end of this call, I hope that you can see that, oh, I can choose better emotions. And in order for me to love my life in 30 days or my whole life, I have to be choosing that love emotion. And maybe that we'll see. We're going to be talking about it and diving into it. So make that list, and we'll be revisiting that list here later in the call. Okay, so like I said, I'm the easy coach. I'm the love coach. I love that. But what I do is I teach people how their brains work so that they can change their lives on purpose. Oh yes, Chase, love that. And is that Chase? Oh, you're so cute. You're gorgeous. Yes, love that. And I don't always pay attention to the comments. I see everybody is muted. You guys are totally welcome to unmute. I love the conversations, or you can just watch and mute. It doesn't matter. Okay. But if I miss a comment, somebody swing and wave at me and say, go look at the comments. So let's dive in. Okay. So you're probably going like, okay, so Shanna said some great things about this woman, but who is she and why should I listen to her? Hi, Nancy, welcome. So I am a single homeschooling mama. I've got 7 kiddos. 5 of them still live at home. 3 of them I'm still homeschooling. I have 2 home-based businesses, and I make multiple 6 figures a year. Okay. So most people, when they hear all that, are like, yikes. You're obviously really busy, and you obviously have way more patience than I do. Did anybody think that immediately when you heard all that stuff? That's usually what I hear. And I can assure you that neither of those is true. In fact, if we were to ask, I've got a lot of clients here, would you guys say? I'm really busy. Or even, I don't know, maybe you would say I'm patient, but we'll see. So about, gosh, what year is it? About 6 years ago, I was faced with an unexpected divorce. And all 7 kids were living home at the time. I had been an at-home mom for 22 years. I did not have an income. I was 47 years old. And I thought, well, I don't want to put them in school. I don't want to live in poverty. And I don't want to be working 80 hours a week. So I didn't. And that first year, I ended up starting my own business in insurance. And that first year, I did make 6 figures, working an average of 5 hours a week. Nothing changed in my life. Or everything that did was beautiful and an awesome addition. And I share all of that. And the truth is, right now, I work about an hour or 2 a day. But I can assure you that every day, all day, I spend it with people that I love doing the things that I love. And I share all that not to brag, but to show you what's possible. Because I truly believe that life is supposed to be fun and easy. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I believe that that's the way life is supposed to be. And that's what I choose. And I think that's the easiest way and the funnest way, because that's a word. I told you I'm a homeschooler. I know all the grammar. I just don't use it right all the time, right? But I truly believe that that is possible for every single one of you. So if that sounds good, if that sounds interesting, I think we as humans have been given the most powerful computers on the planet, and we leave them in the box. We have no idea. We're looking for the manual all the time. I'm going to give you the manual. I'm going to give it to you today. And like I said, this is a very 3rd grade level. And you're going to be like, I get it. I totally get it. And this is the backbone of my business. I want you to leave this call thinking, I know all I need to know. But once we start using this, you're going to be like, oh, I don't get it. And so we can keep working with that. And Shanna's got all this goodness. It's going to be just adding onto it all month long. So sound good? Anybody have any questions with that? Let's shed some light on our brains. That's what we want. That's where the love is, right? Okay. So let's dive right into this. All right. So this is, I'm going to teach you something called the model. Okay. A woman, her name was Brooke Castillo, CTFAR. She put this together. But this is what theologians, what scholars, what philosophers have been trying to teach us for centuries. Okay. For thousands of years. Okay. She just put this in this easy framework. Okay. So everything in the world falls into 5 different categories. Okay, into these categories. The first one is circumstances. Circumstances. If I don't spell it out, I'll spell it wrong. All right, circumstances are facts. These are things. These are things that we can submit as evidence into a court of law. Okay, circumstances are neutral. Okay, they don't make you feel anything. Like this chair, you can't see it, or this blackboard, dry erase board. This is a circumstance. This is a thing. This thing can't make me feel. Okay, circumstances are things like I am 53 years old. 53 years old? Yeah, I'm 53 years old. That is a fact. I weigh 147 pounds. That is a fact. Okay, I live in Omaha, Nebraska. That is a fact. I don't know how much money I have in the bank, but that would be a fact. Okay. Oh, those are all things that we can prove not that we can prove, but that actually are facts that we could submit in a court of law. Okay. Circumstances, like I said, are totally neutral. They don't become positive or negative until we have a thought or thoughts about them. Okay. That's when they become positive or negative. Now, our thoughts are what determine all of our feelings. All of them. All of our feelings determine all or drive all of our actions. And then our actions determine all of our results. All right. This is the 3rd grade level. Everybody agrees with this, right? Does anybody look at this and like, no, that's not true? Or does this make perfect sense? And you're welcome to speak up. You're welcome to put it in the chat. But I've never had anybody yet, but there's always somebody. I'm ready for you. But does anybody have any questions with this? Okay, perfect. Now, The problem is this is not the way we've been taught. This is not really the way that we live our lives, right? We think circumstances make us feel. We've been taught this from the time we were itty bitty, right? Oh, don't say that, you're hurting mommy's feelings. Oh, don't do that, you're going to make him mad. Okay. We think that someone not showing up for our Zoom call makes us feel disappointed. We think someone cutting us off in traffic makes us feel angry. We think the kids not obeying our kids' actions make us feel or less than or guilty or all of those. A spouse cheating on us makes us feel heartbroken. Our to-do lists make us feel overwhelmed. Our lives make us feel stuck. But I want to offer that those things don't do that. You guys kind of all agree. It's not these things that make us feel, it's our thoughts about them. Okay, so I don't know if everybody here is in self-development or in direct sales per se, but that's a common thing that you probably most of you have heard, that we have 60,000 thoughts a day. 60, it might even be closer to 70,000, but we'll stick with 60. That means we have a new thought every 0.7 seconds. And we have no idea. We have no idea. About 90, they say 98% of our thoughts today are the same as yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. They happen so fast, we don't even realize what the words are anymore. But there's this ticker tape that's going on all the time that's determining how we feel. And our brain's gotten really good at going that fast. Okay. But the truth is, there are thoughts in there, even if you're not aware what they are, even if they go really fast, like a car cuts us off in traffic. Okay. The facts are we could have videotaped that. Oh, I already told you my age. We could have recorded it. There's no videotapes anymore, is there? We could have recorded that. We could have measured the distance. We could have, like, if this happened at this time of day. But you're angry because you have thoughts. What a jerk. What is he doing? He's gonna kill somebody. He almost killed me. Why you're angry. Okay. Now this whole, we're not calling it a challenge. We're calling this, dang it, I forgot. Whatever you're calling it, Shanna. This thing is all about putting our life up here in the C line and feeling love. Which means we're gonna look at what is it that's going on here in our thoughts that are making us feel stuck about our lives instead of love. What are they? What are those thoughts, those 95, 98% that's going on that I'm not aware of? Because that is where your power is. Okay. Now, most people are not going to catch it on the thought line. Most people are going to be like, oh, okay, well, my thought was in that second, and that split second was this. But you might catch it here on that feeling line. You might notice that when someone cuts me off in traffic, I get angry. Okay. Maybe you don't notice it there, and maybe that's not the best example that we're working on with the cutting us off, but you may catch it here on the action line. I notice that when I'm driving, I honk my horn a lot. I don't know if kids are around. We'll keep this very PG, right? You might notice it on the action line. You might notice, well, here, we'll stick with this feeling line. Sorry. You might notice that I'm feeling icky all the time. You might notice that I'm just feeling bored all the time. I'm feeling upset all the time. I'm feeling anxious a lot. You might notice on the action line that maybe you are honking the horn too much, or maybe you are not going to the gym every day, or maybe you're yelling at the kids more than what you'd like to. Maybe your actions are things like, hitting the snooze button, or, playing on your phone more than what you want to. Maybe it's avoiding work. Maybe you're noticing it there on the action line. Or for me, like, I'm a really positive person. I can change thought. You guys know this. I can change my thought like that, right? So I have pretty dang fantastic thoughts. I have really good feelings most of the time, and my actions are pretty good. For me, I don't notice it until this result line most of the time. I notice, I would like to weigh 10 pounds less. would like some more money in that bank. I would like my closet a little cleaner. Okay. But it doesn't, it's all the above. I'm trying to think about what that was. Yes. But yes, it's all about these thoughts that you're having. I don't care if you catch it here on the result line, the action line, or the feeling line. It all goes back to what you're thinking. Now, this is not to say all your results are your fault. But this is, like Shanna said, this is to give you your power back. Because if you want to feel love about your life, and right now you think in order to love your life, you got to change a bunch of stuff. I need a new job, or I need a job that pays me more, or I need my kids to obey, or I just need some new kids. Or I need to, make my neighbor move because he has a dog that barks all the time. Or I need to make sure my husband says these things to, or spouse says these things to me all the time. If I think I have to change everything in my life in order for me to feel love for my life, that's a lot of work, right? And how's that going for you? Anybody it's exhausting, and does it work? Can we make everybody in our life do what we want? Can we make everything in our life exactly the way I want? Can we make all these circumstances, these facts exactly the way we want? How long is that going to take? But if it's just the way you're thinking about it, doesn't that feel so much better? I can love where I'm at right now. And that doesn't mean you have to stay where you are right now. But I'm going to teach you that the more that you feel love and empowered and certain and strong and amazing, the better your actions are and the better your results are. Okay, so we're going to dive into this a little bit. Okay, we're going to start looking at what all these mean and get you some better definitions. But does that make sense? Doesn't that feel lighter? Oh, I just kind of changed some things here. It is possible for me to love my life. And I want to offer that that's the only way. That's the only way. How many people do you know that you think have the perfect life and they're still depressed, suicidal, even anxious? Because you guys do all know this at a certain level. Money doesn't make you happy. But we kind of think, well, if I had more money, I'd be happier. Right? So let's start looking at this a little bit. Okay, I've scribbled all over the place, but let me ask you, out of all of these things, okay? So I said everything falls into these 5 categories. Let's look at, first off, let's look at the past. What is the past filled with? Circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, or results? What do you think the past is filled with? You can plop it into the chat, or anybody want to jump in?
Circumstances.
Very good. Very good. Our past is filled with circumstances. Everything in the past is now a circumstance for today. Okay. So, and Teresa, I know you know the answer. You're probably, thoughts is always the answer usually, but, and maybe I didn't word that in the right way, but everything that's happened in the past is now a fact for today. Okay. My stepfather hit me. That is now a fact for today. Okay. Yesterday I made so much money. That would have been a result, but for today, that is now a fact for today. Yesterday I felt exuberant. That is now a fact for today. Okay. I got divorced. That is now a fact for today. I thought something yesterday. That is now a fact for today. Okay. So, and again, facts don't make you think or feel anything. So this, again, this is opposite of the way we've been taught. We've been taught that our past does affect us today. But the only way your past is affecting you today is the way you're thinking about it. Okay. So what about the future? So maybe you don't love your past. Okay, sorry. Trying to stay with our theme here. If you want to feel love, isn't that part of your life? What are you feeling about your past? We could dive into some of those thoughts too, because that's the only way that you're not loving your past is because of the way you're thinking, not because of what actually happened. Okay. What about the future? What about the future? Teresa, this is the one you were thinking I was asking. What about the future? What is the future filled with? Are there facts in the future? Thoughts, feelings, actions, or results? What is the future filled up with based on today, right now? What's in the future?
Thoughts.
Very good. There are no facts tomorrow. Like, we don't know for a fact what's going to happen even 30 seconds from now. Right? A pandemic could be announced in 30 seconds. We don't know. It's only what we think about the future. Okay? That's only about the future. Okay? There's nothing in the future that we know. It's only what we think about it. Even like when you were in high school, like you knew you would go to, or maybe you knew you would graduate, you knew you would go to college, you knew you would get married. All those things you really didn't know, you just thought you did. Okay, so the truth is the future is just this blank canvas. And you get to paint it however you want. So write this down. There are no thought police. Amy, I know you were writing it down and you stopped yourself because you knew that one. Like, oh, this is going to be a good one. And it is a good one. You get to think whatever you want. You get to think whatever you want. And does your life encapsulate your future too? Your future life. Can we have thoughts that make us feel love for our future too? When you think about your future, what do you think? Do you feel love? Do you feel certainty? Do you feel goodness? But here's another definition I want to give you. Okay, so we kind of just defined circumstances, right? Circumstances are just facts, things that are neutral. Thoughts are combinations. No, I'm sorry. Thoughts are 26 English letters in different patterns and combinations that we choose to rule our lives with. Okay, I know that's different than what Webster's might say. And it's probably different than what you think thoughts are. Okay, but thoughts are really just 26 English letters in different patterns and combinations that you choose to rule your life with. Okay, with that definition, I like to think of thoughts as just kind of input into the computer. They don't have to be true per se, because I can guarantee you guys think a lot of things that aren't true. But you think that they're true. And even if I were to point them out, like how many people think that they have a lot on their plate? Right? But if we jumped into that, like, where's this plate? You're like, oh, well, no, I don't really believe there's a plate and I've got a bunch of stuff on it. Oh, see, it's a lie. It's not real. It's just a bunch of made up stuff. And does that thought make you feel great? Maybe not. I'm guessing not. So we're going to dive into those things. So it's not that these thoughts are truths that you have to believe, like you can't change them. They're just a jumble of 26 letters. And you get to decide. One of the biggest things that I do as a life coach is helping you guys see the difference between these two. A circumstance and a thought. Do you know how many arguments? I don't want to say arguments, but how many discussions we've had? Nope, that one's factual. That one actually made this. Nope. Because yes, like Shanna said, when you know the difference between this and this is optional, and I know how to switch these letters around, and I don't need 6,000 pieces of evidence to do it. Oh, that's power. That's power. Okay, so that's thoughts. I covered everything that we need to know about thoughts right now. Any questions with thoughts? Thoughts are powerful things. If everything in the past, how your past is affecting you is your thoughts, and the future is all about your thoughts, and all your results today, thoughts are good stuff. Okay, so we're going to be focusing a lot there. Let's talk about feelings, unless anybody has a question. I know I asked them and I didn't give you a chance to ask if you had it. Okay, well, you can interrupt me anytime. Love it. Okay, feelings. Talk about feelings. This is the woo-woo part. But how many people do think like, oh, feelings are not really that important? But you can see here from the model that feelings drive all of your actions. Even for men. I know I see a picture of Lisa's husband there. I don't know if he's listening. I don't know if Arnold's here. I hope so. But feelings, like, I don't care if it's a man or a woman, but if they have that brain injury where the part of their brain is damaged where they can no longer feel, they literally, like, you can look this up, they literally die within a few months because they don't do anything. They don't eat. They don't move. They don't do anything. Everybody feels in order to do. So feelings are really important, powerful, not like essential things. Okay. Plus, when we think about feelings, feelings are often why we set any goals. We think that we're going to feel better over there. Okay. Right. Like we talked about, okay, so, I have this goal of making money. I know money won't make me happy, but if I have more money, I'll be able to do more things. And if I do more things, then I'll, be able to travel. And I'll be happier over there. And so what do? We're willing to suffer to get there. But I want to offer that 97% of that goal attention, it's not the word, retention, whatever. You guys know what I'm saying, I hope. But accomplishing the goal, there we go, we'll go there. But 97% of it is working on it, which means 97% of your life is suffering. That ain't love. And how many times have you reached a goal and you felt really great, only to realize, oh, still not happy. Oh, new goal and moving on, right? Feelings are why we're always setting goals when we don't realize how this works. And I do want to talk about real quickly about, I want you guys to think back to when you were learning how to walk. Does everybody remember? Oh gosh, how long ago was that? 51 years ago? No, maybe you can't remember that far back, but has anybody ever seen a toddler learn to walk? And I want you to kind of guess, what do you think this toddler's thinking? What do you think is going on in their head? Like, you know what? I'm going to suffer now because once I can walk, then I'll be happy. Oh my gosh, walking, like I should be walking by. I should be actually skipping by right now. Oh, this is so embarrassing. What is wrong with me? I'm going to be that one adult that's crawling everywhere. Obviously I'm not worthy. Obviously I'm broken. Obviously, like, life is hard, right? Does anybody think that's the way a toddler's thinking? I hope not. I'm thinking they're thinking, oh, that person's walking over there. You know what? I think I could do that. I want to do that. That would be so fun. Oh, let me try this. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, let me try that. You know what? I'm going to take a break right now. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do this fun thing over here now, right? And I want to offer, like, so that means that process of learning how to walk is fun. That's growth. They enjoyed the whole process. Even if they felt, okay, all right, well, that one wasn't great. Let me try this, okay? That I believe that that's the way we as humans were always supposed to learn and grow. And I do want to offer that because that toddler's thinking that way and was enjoyed the attaining, the accomplishing, that 97% and enjoyed the attaining of it. That's enjoying the whole process. That's the 100%. That's loving your life. And I think that we as humans, we weren't just supposed to do that when we were toddlers. We were supposed to do that our whole lives. That's the way we're supposed to be looking at our life and our goals and the things that we do, the things that we want in our lives. Like, this is fun. This is easy. Or this is a challenge. I think I can do this. Okay. So feelings are key in everything. And I want to offer that feelings are like a buffet. You get to choose how you want to feel all the time. But you didn't know that. You thought your life determined how you felt. And so what's really happening is you're walking up to the buffet and like, here, give me a whole big scoop of overwhelm and stuckness on the side, and let's drizzle anxiety all over the whole thing. But you could walk up, and this is what you're hoping to do in this next 30 days. You want to walk up to that buffet, give me a bunch of love. Give me a bunch of love. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So those are feelings. All right. Now, again, all right. So we're going to talk about actions for like 2 seconds, because actions are actually the least interesting line on the model. And yet that's where everybody lives, right? We're like, well, what do I do? If I want to be happy, what do I do? Okay. Oh, I should attend this, and then I should do this, and then I should, work on this model and all that, right? When you work on this action line, that's the hard way to do it. Because if you don't care about this feeling line, you guys know this, right? When you're feeling crummy, and that's when you ask, right? You're like, all right, this isn't working and I'm feeling very discouraged. Tell me what to do. But I told you that actually feelings drive all of your actions, and we get really used to feeling crummy and then making ourselves do things. That's called willpower. Anybody want to be more disciplined? I know my clients know. No, discipline's awful. But if you do look up Webster's, the definition of discipline is forcing someone to do things they don't want to do through punishment. Yuck. Okay. When we're feeling amazing, we do amazing things. Actions they're spontaneous. When we're feeling crummy, we don't want to do anything. Those are the spontaneous actions. And that's when we ask, when I'm feeling crummy, how do I make myself do it anyway? And I want to break that habit of thinking that what I do is what's important. When you have amazing feelings, you have amazing actions. So let's pick some better feelings. Love is a way better emotion than that stuck and overwhelmed. Okay. And then the result line, we can put anything we want there too. Just like we can reverse engineer things, we can reverse engineer it here too. We can have any result we want if we just change the way that we think. All right. Marker's kind of running out. Questions. I missed the trash can. Any questions with this? Make sure I covered everything with that. All right. I guess I didn't make this totally clear. What I do as a life coach and what I want you to be able to do is to just be more aware of what's going on up here. Whether it's after the fact, something happened, now I can look back, what was I thinking then? Whether it's in the moment, what am I thinking right now that's making me feel anxious or offended or angry or guilty? What am I thinking right now that's making me feel that? Or even on purpose for the future. If this were to happen, how do I want to think and feel in that moment? That's the kind of awareness that I want you guys to have here. This is where all of your power is. And doesn't that feel easier? Then, okay, we don't have to change the world. We don't have to change everything right now. We will when we focus here. That changes everything. Okay. So, who would like to get coached now? Who's not feeling love about their lives? I know Chase said that she was feeling stuck. Do you want to keep feeling stuck? Do you want to get coached? Does anybody want to volunteer? And we'll start using this thing a little bit, show you how it works. I'm scared. She seems really crazy. I don't know if I want to talk to her. Anybody like thinking, you know what, I want to get coached. I'm feeling kind of crummy. Feeling crummy about my life. Anyone?
There's a few things I'd like to change in my life and feel better.
Okay. Okay. And isn't that funny? The way that you said that. You want to change some things here, some facts, because that'll make you feel better?
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I know. And that whole big thing is like, oh, crud. Okay. But yes, let's talk, Lisa. Tell me everything.
Oh, you don't want to know everything. No, I feel, and when like I kind of feel stuck. So I'm in a
Okay.
situation. I'm in a situation where I can't. Well, I can't actually give too much information, but I'll give you.
I don't need it.
want-
I'll stop you. Situation.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
That-
need to
I-
know any of the facts. That's irrelevant.
I
Okay?
want some
And
more
when-
freedom.
Okay. All right, we can go with that one too. I want some more freedom. And I put them in the T line.
Okay.
And you thought you'd have to, give me, you thought the situation was a circumstance, right?
Mhm.
But
Sure did.
yeah, could we submit that into a court of law? Lisa's in a situation.
Yeah, maybe.
Really?
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
maybe.
Exhibit A, Lisa's in a situation. Like, could we submit that as Exhibit A in a courtroom?
No.
No.
Yes. Yes, actually, yes, 100% yes. And that's where I say the situation is kind of, there's a whole lot of dynamics to it, but
Well, I'm still gonna pause you.
okay.
It's still a thought. That is not, you would never, it's so funny because I'm gonna be doing jury duty on Monday morning. We were
Oh.
laughing about it. I'm gonna be yelling, no, objection. But I really want you to think about it. If you were in a courtroom and you were your attorney, like they could submit, like, and I'm just going to make up something. We could say that this person said this on such and such a day. That would be a fact. But they would never submit, Lisa is in a situation. That would never be the fact. That's only the way that you are describing it, meaning that's what you are thinking. It is a thought, not a fact.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here's absolutely, and doesn't that feel so much better? Like, oh, so maybe I could think about it a little differently or something. But even just knowing it's a thought, you felt that a little bit of like putting the boulder down, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And that's what I said, that's the biggest thing that I do. Like, I don't care if like you owe the IRS $12 million or if the guy next door keeps throwing trash in your yard. It's irrelevant. The problem is the way you're thinking about it. Okay, so I don't need any details. So let's stick with this one thought and then we'll move forward. And then we can talk about this one. Even, I want some more freedom. Is that a fact or a thought?
It's both. It's a thought, but in my mind, it's a feeling as well, because I really would like to have stuff.
So when you say it's in your mind, aren't you basically saying it's a thought? It's your thought.
It's a thought. It's a thought. Yeah.
And again, doesn't that like, this is not a fact. This is a thought. And we'll do both of them. But when you think I'm in a situation, you said you feel stuck, but I want you to close your eyes, Lisa. I'm in a situation, and it might still feel stuck, but I'm in a situation. And it might be I'm in a situation and I don't know how to get out. Or
I know how to get out. I'm not willing to do that because there's so much. There's the growth in this.
Okay.
The growth in the little one is so much with me being present in his life.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say, you know what?
Yeah.
I love you. And I'm sorry I'm interrupting because I was trying to think a little bit of like what the feeling might be, but even this, we're going to stick with just that. You don't have to give me any more. Okay. So I'm in a situation. I want you to close your eyes and I just want you to think those words over and over. Now, here's the thing. You've probably heard about mindset stuff. And I want to offer that mindset is a bunch of thoughts. Okay.
Absolutely it is.
Mindset is kind of like a Jenga puzzle. And it's all of these thoughts stacked up. And in order to change a mindset, you can't just go and knock the whole thing over. That's cheating. And you can't do it. Okay.
That's right.
But you have to take down you could take every single block down. Okay. You could look at every single thought, or there might be some good ones in there that you pull them out and break the mindset, or there could be one in there. But every single one of those blocks is one thought. And I'm going to teach you how to focus on one thought at a time, not a mindset, but one
Right.
thought. Okay. One
And I
thought
would
is
appreciate that, because what I go on, and when Bobby Joe knows the whole dynamics of things, well, not all of it, but most of it. Anyways, what I go on that keeps me going is the positive thoughts of how well this how well this little man's doing, and how well, like how much he's achieved. And if I did
But hang on.
I can change the freedom. I could change the freedom instantly. But then
Hang on. I love you, but I'm good. The thing is, we could let you go on, but I'm going to show you where your power is. Okay. Because this is what we've been taught, that, well, if I have positive thoughts and ignore these negative ones, then I'll have progress. Then I'll be good. Just ignore those. Don't think those. No. Just ignore them and resist them. Or you didn't think this was a thought anyway. So if you think it's a fact, you would never work on it anyway. But this thought is basically has its foot on the brake. And you've got all these gorgeous thoughts. And those are the ones that are on the gas, but the brakes are there. And you're like, well, I'll just ignore the brake and I'll just keep giving it more gas.
True. Absolutely. You nailed it. Like you nailed it.
What I do, because you feel stuck. So I know that there's a bunch of these things in here that you think are facts that are actually just thoughts that you're ignoring and not paying attention to, that's making you feel this way. And you didn't think this is one of them, but this is. Okay. So I want to ask you, when you're thinking, and so that, I'm sorry, we went off on a whole big thing, but I want you to try to focus on just this one thought. I'm assuming you're not driving. If you are, don't close your eyes right now. But if you were to close your eyes and only focus on this one thought, I'm in a situation, I'm in a situation, I'm in a situation. Tell me how you feel. What is the emotion word when you and everybody on the call can do that same thing. When you think about your life and you have a thought, this may not be your thought. Find yours and then close your eyes and think, how does this make me feel? What's the emotion? Is it stuck or is it something else, Lisa? I'm in a situation, I'm in a situation, I'm in a situation.
I can honestly, and you're gonna be what? I can honestly say I'm so proud of this situation.
Hang on, you changed the thought.
I did because
okay, I love you. I know, because if you jump to that, then you feel better and you look better on this. We're doing this whole big thing, but we want to get to why you felt stuck. Right now, you're feeling proud. So you're not thinking I'm in a situation. You're thinking I'm in a situation. I can totally handle it. I know what to do. Those are all in your thoughts. But when you think this one, you feel stuck or something icky. This is not the way we do it. And if you want to keep going on not loving life all the time, you can't just keep ignoring these things. I want to teach you how to stop believing this. Then that is going to take the foot off the brake forever.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why I did that whole big thing. It's not a mindset. You had a bunch of thoughts and got to a new emotion. But if you're like, I'm in a situation, I'm in a situation, I'm in a situation. Like even me, like I'm feeling the heaviness, even thinking it. I'm not in any situation. Situation isn't even a thing, but I can still feel that, right? So let's just stick with stuck. But can you feel that? Like if you just kept thinking I'm in it and just focus on that one thought, how do you feel in your body? I'm in a situation. I'm in a situation right now. I'm in a situation.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just put negative emotion.
Yeah.
Okay?
Negative. Like I don't like it.
And isn't that funny? You gave me another thought. I don't like it is another thought.
It is.
And you will get better at naming emotions. Right now we can say good or bad. We can say positive or negative, but you will be more in tune with, oh, this is what anxiety is, and it doesn't matter right now. Positive or negative, like we'll just put it's a negative emotion, but you said you felt stuck. So I'm going to put stuck there. When you're feeling stuck, I want you to go not to the pride. I want you to stay in this. When I'm feeling stuck, what is it that you really want to do right now?
That is a good thought. Like really, that makes me think.
Because, and I want to offer, I already know the answer and everybody on this call does. when you guys are feeling stuck, what do you want to do? You want to crawl back into bed. You want to do nothing. You might push yourself. You might use willpower to make yourself go through the day, but it's kind of like this big boulder on your back, this stuckness. You're in a new situation. Okay. You might judge yourself. Like, why can't I figure this out? Like, I'm just being so lazy. Like, get up and go do something. What's wrong with you? Why don't you just do this? You might judge the other people involved. Like, or maybe even comparing yourself. Well, if she can do it, why can't I do it? Or, if he wasn't being so difficult, then this would be easier.
Right.
So you judge others. You might, I did mention, beat yourself up. You might buffer a little. Like, you know what? For me, brownie solves everything, right? Maybe it's a nice cocktail. Maybe it's scrolling on Facebook. Maybe it's a movie, but we buffer. We find something that makes us feel better, we think, that feels easier. And then we kind of ignore this situation for a little bit. That's what we call buffering. What about when you're feeling stuck? Do you have really powerful conversations with people? Like if I'm sitting here feeling stuck and the kids walk in the room, how's that conversation? I'm not saying I yell at the kids or anything, but like when you're feeling,
It can be negative.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely, like more of a negative energy, not necessarily yelling or anything, but maybe a negative energy or come off not so nice.
Yeah, exactly. I put snippy. Like maybe we get
There
a
you
little
go.
bit maybe we get a little bit like short tempered, or just like a quick like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really talk right now. We might get a little, I wouldn't say we get snippy with like maybe our clients or our coworkers, but those conversations are a little bit different than when we're not feeling stuck, right? And what am I missing, guys? Oh, I didn't put spin and confusion. When we're feeling stuck, we're often like, well, I could try this. No, that doesn't work. I could try that, but that doesn't work. I might make a pros and cons list and like, oh, I could do this. Oh, no, I don't like any of these. None of these are good choices, right? What is the result of, and do all those kind of ring true for you, Lisa?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the result of maybe doing nothing or avoiding making a decision, judging yourself, judging others, comparing yourself, finding yourself lacking, beating yourself up, buffering, getting kind of snippy with people around you, and maybe spinning in confusion? What's the result?
It gets
of
nowhere.
Exactly.
Like
No.
zero. It gets nowhere. Besides, nobody wants to be around you because you're negative.
Yeah. No progress, disconnect.
Yep.
With yourself, with others.
Mhm.
And it's hard. And it's a total waste. I just abbreviate it, waste of time and energy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you like this model?
No.
No. Good. Okay. Because my job is not to tell you what you should or shouldn't think. My job is not to be accountable for you to be accountable to, not to tell you what you shouldn't, what to do. My only job is to show you your brain and then ask you if you like it. And if you don't, then we'll go forward. If you want to keep it, great. But doesn't it, like you said, like, doesn't it just feel better knowing like, oh, now I get it. Now I can see it. So if
Sorry, that's my little man talking.
perfect. We like little men around here. So tell me, how do you want to feel about this?
That's how he wants to feel.
Perfect. Me too. But
Yeah.
if you want to feel differently, what do you need to do? Tell me why you're feeling so stuck. Can you summarize that in one statement? And I'm going to offer, before you're like, oh, how do I say this without the facts? I'm going to, who on the call wants to tell her exactly why she's feeling that way?
Because she's
My
having
razor.
thoughts.
Which one?
I'm in a
I know.
situation.
I'm in a situation.
Right.
Okay. Lisa, that is always the litmus test. And it's so funny. People can be working with me a year and I'll ask them, so tell me again why you're feeling so stuck. And they're like, well, because no, the answer is because I'm thinking this. I'm thinking I'm in a situation.
Right.
Okay. So let that sink in. Whatever facts are going on are not making you feel stuck. just your thought, your description of it, that it's a situation, is making you feel stuck. Okay.
You've got me like really thinking. Like it's like
I'm so sorry.
You could, no, don't be.
I'm
This-
joking.
this
I'm
is
joking.
like-
Yeah.
This is the best way to start, like the best way to honestly start my Saturday is like, this just makes me just like, hello, this is great.
Love
Like,
that. I
the
love
wheels are
that.
turning, the smoke's coming out of the ears, and it's wonderful.
Fantastic. So tell me, if you don't want to feel stuck, what do you need to do?
Change your thought patterns.
And I want to offer before that, the only way to do that is to stop believing this.
Absolutely.
Okay, do you see how
Right.
that's different than what we've been taught? Like, because your answer was, well, then I just changed my thought. But the first thing, in order to truly change it, is you have to stop believing this.
Mhm.
Okay, so how do we do that? Let's go into that. Is it true that you're in a situation? So you can see that it's just a thought, but is it true? How is it not true that you're not in a situation? That's two negatives. How is it not true that you're in a situation? How are
At
you
any
not in a
given
situation?
time, I could like honestly change it. Like 100% I could change it.
Well, can you show me the situation? Is it like, are you in a tub? Is it like, is it quicksand? Like, situation is just kind of the way you're describing something, right? The truth is, I'm not in a situation. The truth is, whatever these facts are. And I get to decide how I think and feel about it. Does that feel like a true statement?
Yes.
I'm not in anything. I'm just deciding how I want to move forward. Does that sound more true?
Yes.
And you know how I know that? Like, I don't even have to see your face. I can hear it in your voice. That thought feels true because of the way you answered it. I can hear it in your voice that feels very true to you. Because sometimes people will be like, oh, yeah, maybe. So then we'll
I
pick a
look
different
at and I absolutely dislike saying situation. I look at the little man, which I state is a situation. I look at him, he's sitting right across from me at the table when you're like, show me the situation. And I'm like, here, you want to
but
right
he's not, but like you said, he's not a situation, he's a person.
Yes,
And doesn't that
absolutely.
feel better? The situation, I'm not in a situation, that's not even a thing. But rather, I'm making a decision about this person or moving forward.
Yes.
Okay, so which is fine.
Like, wow.
And
Yes,
how do
I
you
am
feel when you
making a
think that?
decision. I am making a decision for him to have the best quality of his life. So
Okay,
in
and
that
so let's go even deeper and a better thought. So because I know that you believe that one, so let's see how high we can go to stop believing this. Okay, so I'm not in a situation. Really what's going on is I'm just making decisions about this little person in my life.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty good at making decisions, or I'm learning more every day about what would be best for him. Which
I'm
one of those
learning,
skills?
and I am learning that because
Oh, so good.
I am
Okay.
learning that. And I will say it like that because when I get compliments about it, because of the progress that people have seen with this little man, and I get the compliments of you're doing amazing with him, like look what he's accomplished, any of that, I always, and you're going to be shocked when I use this word, I deflect it.
No, I'm not. Because here's the thing. You just said people said words, and you can think whatever you want.
And
And
I
you
just
think that's not true. And that's the thing.
That's
Because
right.
we've been taught people say things to us, or if I say things, I'm going to make them feel. But that's a perfect example. What words don't make you feel, your thoughts do. So no, I'm not surprised. Okay, so let's go to this. And I know we're at an hour already.
wow.
But keep going if that's okay, Shanna. If you want to cut me off, do. All right. But your new thought is, I'm not in a situation. I'm not in anything. Not in anything. Sounds like a dumb thought, but it kind of makes that first one go away because you don't believe it anymore. I'm not in a situation. I'm not in anything. I'm just making
Are you all done?
a decision
Maggie,
about this little guy, about little man.
you all done? You gotta chew. Sit down and chew. Sorry,
And
there
you're
you go.
good. I'm a mom of 7. Go for it. I love
Oh
hearing it.
wow.
Okay. I'm making a decision about little man, and I'm learning every day
Mhm.
what that looks like, or what he needs, or
Mhm.
I'm learning every day and getting closer to a great decision. Or I
True.
could just leave it, and I'm learning every day what's best. How about that?
Yep.
Okay. I want you to close your eyes and think, I'm not in a situation, I'm not in anything. I'm just making a decision or working on a decision about little man, and I'm learning every day what's best for him. What's the feeling that comes up now? What's the emotion in your body?
Joy.
Oh,
I'm
would
sorry. It's like the emotions I have for this little man is like,
okay,
mhm.
hang on. I love you,
Yeah.
Lisa. I don't want you thinking about
Oh, I'm not
him.
gonna get it. I'm not gonna get in any further because you're not gonna make me cry.
No, that's the best when I can make you cry. But like I don't want you thinking about him because that's what you've done. I want you to think this thought. That's why I knew it wasn't joy. Okay? I want you to think this thought, and then what comes up in your body thinking about this thought? Not about him and how great he is. And I'm not trying to say don't do that, but this is the thing that's slowing you down. So this is what you have to do to speed it up. I know you have brilliant thoughts about this little guy.
Mhm.
So do I. He's awesome. But I don't believe this, and I don't want you to. If you started thinking, so this is what I want you to actually write down too, but this is the thought you're going to be practicing all week. But if you thought, you know what, I'm not in a situation, but rather I'm not in anything. I'm just making a decision about little man, and I'm learning every day what's best. I'm learning every day what's best. I'm learning every day what's best. What is that emotion? I put empowered. I put hope.
Hope. Yep.
Maybe certainty. Now,
Absolutely. You're
okay,
gonna
now
you're gonna train my brain.
when you feel those emotions, okay, when you feel those emotions, when you're feeling hopeful and empowered and certain, I'm not in a situation. I'm just making a decision. I'm learning every day what's best. What do you want to do right now when it comes to all this? What do you feel like doing?
Working with him harder.
Yeah, working with him.
Working with him.
I'm not going to put harder in there, but working with
not
him,
even harder,
maybe
but working with him more. Not
maybe
harder, more.
researching, maybe trying new things, maybe hugging him, right? Maybe crying happy tears, maybe I don't know. There could be a million different to-dos that show up, but you notice what didn't show up. Like
The
you're getting to
negativity.
work, whereas before you wanted to crawl back in bed when you felt stuck.
Oh
Okay?
yes.
When you're feeling amazing, you're not judging yourself. You're getting these amazing pop-up thoughts of like, oh, I could try this, or let me do this, or like, you know what, that wasn't great, but I could do this. You're having those kinds. So you're not spinning in confusion. You're getting great ideas. Okay. You're
Yes.
also, when he walks in the room or anybody else and you're feeling hopeful, empowered, or certain, and they walk in the room, how's that conversation?
Way better. The
Yeah.
smile, the
Yeah.
atmosphere is so different.
Kindness. So we'll put that.
Mhm.
Okay. Are you eating plates full of brownies in this scenario?
No. A plate full of eggs.
And what's the result of all
Healthier
of those
choices.
actions? What's the result of all that? Working with him more, and having fun conversations with him, and maybe researching or trying new ideas, getting great ideas, and kindness, and not overeating, but like making healthier choices. What's the result of all of that?
it's just healthier. It's just better. It's just happier and positive.
Growth,
It's
love,
Yep.
fun and easy, connection, and a beautiful use of your time and energy.
Mhm.
Now, Lisa, I didn't even know the situation. I couldn't have solved the situation. I couldn't have known oh, maybe you need a nanny or you need this or that. I didn't hire you a nanny. I didn't change anything in your life. And yet you live this model. You choose to believe these things instead of the other thing. Doesn't it feel like everything's changed?
It does. It does.
Everybody want to clap for Lisa? Yay.
Even he's
That's the
smiling.
power. Because again, we've been taught, change the thought, find positive ones, find these affirmations. But if you don't believe it, thoughts are like clothes, and you really want to hold on to these tight spandex thought of I'm in a situation, I'm in a bad situation, I'm in a hard situation, I'm in a tough situation, all that. No, I'm not in a situation, I'm not in anything. I'm not like that picture of Kendra. I'm not stuck in a box.
That's right.
Anything. I am just making decisions for this little guy that I love. And every day I'm learning better. And now all of a sudden, everything has changed just by changing that one thought. So what do you guys think? What's coming up for everybody with all of that? So good. All right, we'll kind of come to a close here. Shannon, I'm so sorry that we went over, but thank you for everybody for hanging in. I know this is a recording, so you guys can listen to this in chunks if you want. But
I'm sorry, he's waving at the phone, waving bye-bye at you.
Bye, handsome, we love you. Okay. For that, and it's so funny because everything that you said and did, this is what I do. You didn't tell me anything new. This is just exactly like you said a few times, you'll be surprised. No, I'm not. I know the human brain, and I want you guys, when you truly understand your brains, you can do anything. I forget how to spell it. CTFAR. You can decide any result you want in your life. Anything. Just by changing the way you think about it. And when we think about that toddler, when we think about these goals that we want, like your goal, Lisa, is to make a perfect decision for this little guy. Do you want to feel icky until you do? Or do you want to feel empowered until you do? Which one actually gets you a better decision? Which one gets you there faster? So empowered is one of those amazing emotions. Love is one of those amazing emotions. You don't have to change your life. Did you notice that? I did not change your life. You did not change your life. Everybody on this call did not change their lives. That's what you guys have to look forward to this next 30 days. Now, Shanna's going to be taking you through some things. I think that there's a giveaway, and I'll let her announce that. I do have a program. I do have something that you might be interested in. I'm going to put it out there. Here's my 30-second commercial. You can go to Crank Up Your Moxie. And I have a program out there that you can sign up for. You can actually do a 30-minute one-on-one conversation with me if you'd like. And the program is $99 a month, because I truly believe every single human on the planet deserves to know how the brain works. Okay. So I make it very easy, very doable, and very affordable for everybody. And if that truly is too much, reach out to me anyway. I'm still going to help you. But I hope everybody's leaving this call with, oh, I do have a tool that I can control my life with and have a better life without having to change a gajillion things. Just stop believing some crummy stuff. And if you want some help doing that, you got Shanna, and I offer that too. So I have seen so many changes. People change their lives when they know how to change, and not just change thoughts, but how to stop believing garbage. And Lisa, I love you, but the thought of I'm in a bad situation is a garbage thought. And I hope you see that now too. It's like, oh, this wasn't a fact. This was a thought that wasn't serving me. And all that power just by knowing that changed everything. So I know you guys are going to have an amazing 30 days. You've got some awesome people to work with. Reach out to me. I would love to talk, but you guys have the most amazing day. It's April Fools, but none of us are April Fools today, right? Have the most amazing month. I love you, love you, love you all. Does anybody have any questions for me? Since I'm, dragging it out, because you guys know me, I always talk forever. Changed my life forever. Yes, I need the info. Go to crankupyourmoxie.com. And there's a picture of me, and there's a free training, which is basically what you guys all saw. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a link there for a one-on-one consult, and you can do both if you want. You can do a one-on-one consult and sign up for the $99. We're going to be starting. Actually, I'm starting. You can get started and start watching the replays. I didn't even tell the details of the program. It's Monday through Friday. We do calls at 10 a.m. and you can attend the calls or watch the replays. When I first signed up with my first life coach, I only watched replays, and that got me to where I am today. So you don't need to be attending all of them or any of them, but there are hundreds of hours of coaching calls, just like me coaching Lisa. And didn't you guys all learn by watching me coach her? And that's the power of doing it in a group situation like that. And when you need me one-on-one, I can always open for that too. So that's how you do it. Let's see, I have my hubby listening. Hi, hubby. And we're going to get signed up for us and our staff. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Husbands always love this, because what if we didn't have to change our husbands? What if we just changed the way we think about him and marriage and life? And guess what? Husbands love it, and they end up changing even though they don't realize it. It's like that awesome way to change the world. And that's the point. That's what we're doing, guys. We're not just changing your world, we're changing the world. Let's see. Yes. All right.
Lori, you are awesome. I'm actually jumping in for Shanna because she is away at a wedding weekend. So I just want to say thank you so much. You are awesome. You're always so good. You guys, I'm Trisha, for those of you who haven't met me before, and I am part of this campaign that we have going on. So you'll see my name, or you'll see a poster or 2 or 10 from me pop up throughout this whole campaign. We're so excited and happy, and we knew that you were here for all the right reasons. No one gives up an hour or a little bit more on their Saturday morning if they're not interested in making some kind of change. And so we're so proud of you for taking that step, for setting aside this time. And hey, when it comes to the campaign, you guys, you get to mark something off already. So on that second column, when it says watch weekly video, you already watched it because you were here. So you already get to start giving yourself some points. I am not quite sure where we are with the prizes. I'm definitely going to let Shanna come in and make another post in our group about that. But what I do want to leave you guys with is this model is what is so important to one of the other things that we have on this sheet. So in that third column, you get a point a day for creating a daily schedule with those 3 things that you want to accomplish. Now, remember from Shanna's video, it doesn't mean that you accomplish those things. It means that you write out a daily schedule and you sit and you realize, what are the 3 things that I want to accomplish? You get 1 point for that. And then you're also getting 1 point for journaling. So what is the journaling all about? It's exactly what Lori was just talking to you about. So when you have this schedule and you know that these are the 3 things, you set it at the beginning of the day or the night before, this is really what I want to work on. This is what I'm geared up, I'm ready to go. And then it comes to that point in the day where you set time aside and now you start doing something else. I'll get to it after the laundry. After the laundry is done, I'm sure I'll handle this task and it'll be brilliant. Maybe I should call my mom first, right? Maybe I should go eat that plate of brownies. Whatever it is that keeps us from doing that task, that's what we want to teach. That's what we want you to get used to during this month is, okay, what are the thoughts that I'm having about this task that are keeping me from doing it? Why did I list those things yesterday and I didn't do any of them? So that's where you start just getting your thoughts on paper. How was I feeling? What was I thinking that was causing me to have those feelings, right? So that's what we're going to start working through using this model, this is what we're going to help you guys kind of make some progress during this month. I tell you, I've been working with Lori for a long time. I approached it from a business standpoint, but my relationship with my brothers, my relationship with my mom, my marriage, how I love my dogs, like everything in life changed because I now understand how my brain works and how to stop believing some of the thoughts and how to move myself into better thoughts. Am I perfect all the time? Is anybody perfect all the time? Absolutely not. But it's so fun when you look at this like a game and you're like, oh, wait, what am I thinking? Why am I going down that path? I never wanted to go down that path. What's making me go down that path? And so it's just so fun.
And can I offer something real quickly too? Because
sure.
I think sometimes when you hear that, like, oh, what am I thinking? Why am I not doing it? We tend to go too deep. Like, oh, it was probably something that happened when I was 3, right? That it really is that obvious, that thing that you think is a fact. Like Lisa said, well, I'm in a situation and she was trying to go deep, but it was that very first thing. So when you like, well, I just didn't feel like it. That's a thought.
Yep.
As soon, like if someone asks you, why didn't you do it? The very first thing that comes out of your mouth, the very first thing that comes to your brain, well, I just didn't feel like it, or I didn't have time. Those are thoughts. She's not asking you like, oh, let's go deep. Let's figure it out. What happened in my past? It's that's the thought. That is your limiting thought, is that I'm thinking I don't feel like it. That's it. Put that in a model and start breaking that down. How can I start breaking that down? So, you guys you're going to learn so much about yourselves, so much about yourselves. I did want to offer too, just real fast, with Bobby Joe, you said about a business. I'm willing to do this training for your business too, for your company, if that works too, or this free training is out there. But you guys, you're in such good hands right here, guys. You're good. This is going to be an awesome. In fact, I hope that you guys do reach out to me. I know how to talk to you guys, but like, I want to hear all the good things that are going to be happening in your lives and all the amazing things you're going to create this month.
Absolutely.
Good stuff, you guys.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for coming to the training live or for watching it. Go grab your tracking sheet, mark yourself, give yourself a point, and just go have a fabulous day. We're so glad you guys are with us through this month. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Thanks, Lori. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Love you, Trisha. Love
Have
you
a great
all.
day.
Bye.